Hey guys, welcome to Week 9 recap. A little midweek action. Kind of a weird week last week.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about different quarterbacks playing than expected. Some people had good weeks, some people had bad weeks, but overall, still not a great week with the median under 100.
All 5 teams that won beat the median. So it was 2-0s for everybody, 0-2s for everybody. I guess the right teams won.
Yeah, no one got shafted this week.
Yeah, and 4 of the teams that lost last week won.
Always fun for them, I suppose.
Yeah, a little redemption arc. Speaking of which, we went a little hard on the grill master himself.
I won't apologize for it.
I don't know if I want to give him any more locker room material.
I'll put it out there. Colt, I don't think your team's very good. I think you just got lucky. I mean, congrats to Colt's team. Glad it didn't happen against my team, but I don't think this is anything he can build from. I think it was just going to be a one-off performance. But CJ Stroud does look legit, so congrats on at least nailing that pick.
And at the same time, it also kind of looks like Jacob was trying to guarantee that grill. He might like the grilling episodes because he was basically half of Colt's points.
Yeah, I mean, at least he hit a funny number with the 69, so that's always a good time, I suppose. Jacob's team's kind of been all over the place this year.
Yeah.
He's hit some real low points, hit a couple 2-0s. On paper, you're like, the team should be better. And then the weeks happen and you're like, but they're not.
The guy that was in the championship game last year.
The team that's literally been to the most championship games in the league.
That's rough. But congrats to Colt on the #1 score.
Yeah, I mean, got to give him his roses as well as his shit.
We threatened him of getting rid of his grill, and he's like, oh, well, that's on the line. But yeah, then we jump into Red Rain versus Hungry Hungry Hush Puppies. That was a little battle of red going on.
It was the red battle, and Aaron came out on top this time.
Yeah.
I went into it with low hopes without having my running back 1 and 2, CMC and Gibbs. Way she goes sometimes with the bye weeks. Congrats to Aaron for the 2-0. Got back over 100 as well for him, so that's always good.
He was on a long losing streak and finally found his way into triple digits again. We had Mahomes improvement versus the Bad Boys without ETN.
You know, both teams kind of got back to what we expect from them.
Yeah.
You know, Chris with the 2-0, Alex with the 0-2. Still not a great week for Chris. In terms of Chris's performance, we usually expect a little bit more than that.
For a while, he wasn't getting below 112, so Alex scoring 76, that's decent.
Yes, I mean, honestly, not that much different from his normal weeks.
Especially without having his top running back. So Then we had the Unknowns versus the Abilene Woodpeckers. And of all of the teams out there that Garrett hasn't beat, of course it's Miller.
Yeah, I mean, he's the one that got away. But Mir, back-to-back weeks now, over 100. And this time he gets the 2-0 with it.
Yeah, finally. I'm sure he's feeling good about that with a top 3 score, too.
Yeah, I mean, can't count that out. Get to add it to the table.
Garrett without the head-to-head win is going to be sliding a little bit. He's hugging that edge of the playoffs, so he's got to be finding some more of those wins.
Because Garrett gets a lot of these head-to-head wins, his points for aren't necessarily going to help him out a lot in these tiebreaker situations. So he's really going to have to put some space in between him and whoever is in 6.
And we had Trade Station versus What'll It Take.
You, all things is normal for the most part. I mean, 120, a little bit below average, but nothing to be upset with. Number 2 score on the week, taking down Chase.
I was the one team that won last week and won this week. Got the end Chase's win streak there. So unfortunate for him, he doesn't have to move in the standings. I don't either. So I guess whatever.
Just hanging out.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess we can take a look at the standings and we'll see that the top 4 not moving.
It's getting real tight up there.
Aaron jumping up 2 spots back into 5th. He didn't like falling out of the playoffs. Needed to get back to his spot. Jacob falling a spot after that poor week. Miller jumping Garrett, who fell 2 spots. That's not a great look for Garrett. Miller probably likes it.
Yeah, I'm sure Miller's fine with it.
Colt and Alex swapping back spots.
I think the thing to watch now is, obviously you can see there's 2 8-10s, there's 2 7-11s, very close down there. I mean, all of these matchups here down the home stretch are going to be important for the people in that playoff, not playoff zone.
And the 8-10s, only a game behind Chase now after his loss. So
that's true.
Getting close up towards the top too. Everybody's starting to creep back up.
Mm-hmm. Also, looking at Jacob and Aaron's average points for and against, I mean, they're right there.
Yeah.
They're very similar teams this year, and probably not in the way that they wanted to be.
No, it's really weird seeing them average under 100 whenever they're normally in the top 3 or 4 teams of the past few years.
Yeah, tough times.
Next 5 weeks are going to be very important.
Yeah, now is not the time to hit a slump, I would say.
No, Jacob. So we mentioned some trades. Been a little busy these past couple weeks with trades. I'd love to see.
Yeah, I mean, people are trying to make that final push for the for the playoffs or just, seeing the roster for a couple weeks and you're like, man, it's just not working. I
Yeah.
need to see something different.
Yep. Aaron and Chase's trade with Josh Jacobs and Pickens for Jonathan Taylor. It's looking like a solid trade for both sides.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of those situations where, a change of scenery kind of looks good for both teams on that situation. Like, Aaron watched Josh Jacobs just not do anything for like 5 weeks. He's like, fuck it, let me get a different running back in here. I don't think either of these guys are going to be upset.
I mean, if Josh Jacobs keeps doing what he's doing, I wouldn't even be that mad about Pickens other than starting him whenever he does that.
I mean, he's still the best receiver on that team. It's just that team, quarterback's not that good. I mean, Kenny Pickett, no offense, if you're watching.
I will accept that. Anything else? Awesome.
Yeah. Then we had Garrett getting Noah Fant for a pick, throwing it out there. Might as well. Tight ends are hard to come by.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like tight ends are just throwing a dart blindfolded and just hoping that it hits the board. I won't fault anybody. I've made a ton of trades for tight ends.
And then, I sent away Gus Bus after his two 20-point games.
Yeah, and then he continued to score touchdowns.
Yeah.
I mean, that dude is on a streak like no other right now.
Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know that he was going to keep getting 20 points a game. But it's all good. I got Drake London. Don't think he's going to be doing anything fancy as long as Arthur Smith is there.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like odds are if things keep going the way they are, Arthur Smith won't be there very long.
Yeah.
And he just has one of those faces where you look at it and you're like, that dude's a dick. Like, I can feel it from over here.
Yeah.
See how it goes.
And then freaking swinging for the fences.
Yeah, I mean, in the 11th hour, me and Jacob, we got together. I literally was just like, I don't think he'll trade A.J. Brown, but fuck it, I got to find out. We went back and forth a little bit, and Jacob's team obviously needs something to change. I like having top receivers, so I was like, I'll take that. But I mean, I gave him Olave. I didn't really want to part with him.
Whenever the trade went through, I wanted to be mad at the trade. I just kept looking at it. I was like, dang, this is not a bad trade on paper. I just don't like you having A.J. Brown.
Yeah, I mean, and look, I'm not going to try to give Jacob a bum deal. Been friends a long time. I'm not going to try to screw him over. I think I paid a fair price for A.J. Brown.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to throw this into Jacob's back of his head so he can think about this for a while. Whenever he got the offer from you and A.J. Brown was part of it, I don't know how he didn't then contemplate like, okay, well, hold on. If I'm getting rid of A.J. Brown, maybe I could shop around a little bit. He could have got someone like, I don't know, ETN on your favorite team. Think about that one for a while. Just gonna let him think about that, and then every team that he's playing against and he's looking, he's like, dang, I could have thought about that guy. What if that guy was on my team? But no, it was a fair trade, but I'm not happy about it, so just know that it wasn't some kind of weird elders collusion thing. But we'll see if we can get some more trades going. There's been one team that has not traded.
One team indeed.
So we'll see if he knows where that trade button is. Pretty good last week. And yeah, we'll see you guys on the weekend.
Any vine for the 77, quarter, for the big quarter, half for the 7 halves, any vine for the 78, 8 for the quarter, half, 8, 75, 9 for the 9, 79, quarter, for the 9, quarter, for the 9, now quarter, sold your way, 79, JBS number 1, thank you.